just drive forward. But you can also send it sensor. So currently what it is drive forward until it is pressed. These are good for like you can use multiples of them. Like let me show you. I'll bring out another loop. Then you drag this loop inside this loop. And it's a double loop. And technically what that means is drive forward until pressed and keep doing that until something else happens. You can go on forever. So the next thing I want to show you, which is the most complicated programming step, called a switch or conditional. These look like a little T shape. What this means is, currently, if the touch sensor is pressed, it will do the thing on the top, which let's say would be drive forward, one rotation. But if it is not pressed, it will do something else, like go back and then drive forward. So these are useful for like more complicated programs, like go forward, and if you hit the wall, turn around, but if you don't, keep on going. So that's pretty much all the programming I want to show you. And just to give you a sense of what you can do with this, I have set up a program that I used in the FLL tournament on this field, which I'll explain in a minute, called Corner 11. And as you see, programs don't just have to be that short, they can be very, 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 very long. Wow. Yes, or even longer than that. This compared to some programs is a very small program. And each one of those, this is, want me to show, I will, if you can look at this table, show you what that program does.
Is it alright if we come up there?
Yes, it is. Okay. Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
So now, because of that, this program will not work, but one thing I want to tell you is FLL, the club I'm in, which is, let me explain, is, the part I'm explaining is you get a robot and there's this field here. And then there's many tasks on the field, like knock over the red walls, or bring the hoops back here, or deliver these little people and the crash test dummy, which I'll put on, and the people in the bucket, and like bring it back here, or knock down the truck. And it may seem easy to do, but with robots it's very hard. So one of the the largest step is trial and error, which pretty much means make a program that you think will work, test it, go back, fix whatever bugs you have. Try it again, fix whatever bugs. Keep on going until it works every single time. And this program, even though I made it to the state tournament, still doesn't work. So I'll just show. Let's just see how close it gets. See, bump there, I told you would take a problem. And it's going to run into the wall now, I can just tell you that. See? And that's not supposed to happen. So that pretty much means the robot will not do what it's people going on. That's okay. I can rebuild it, it's Legos. So that is FLL, but that roboting is not the only part. There are two other parts which 4 people in here know. There is there's the teamwork part. At the tournament there is the teamwork test, which is pretty much you and your team get an assignment. And this year it was they blindfolded us and gave us a rope, and we had to make shapes. Like they said, while we were blindfolded, you have 5 minutes to make a lollipop shape. While we're blindfolded holding a rope.
Could you talk to each other?
Yes, you can talk to each other. And the other part is the research project. You do pretty much a IB. Every year the topic, this year is transportation, as you see like a crash test dummy. And we did the transportation of information over the internet. Specifically the transportation of information in our schools, which we discovered is very, very slow. Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. The interesting thing is, a lot of people on our team, we noticed that it's mainly because of bandwidth, which is pretty much like, let's say the computer is a road, too much bandwidth means too many cars on the road, we get a traffic jam, and the computers are slower. So what we figured out is if we could help raise money for, we tried to help with we lobbied for a grant that would help buy better bandwidth for the schools, and recently it got approved.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, my gosh.
Not Randall, but Franklin and a bunch of other schools.
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious?
Yes.
We're so thank you. Yeah, we still thank you. Yeah, for everybody else.
So that's pretty much my independent project. Do you have any questions? No?
What does
FLL, First Lego League. Jess?
well, this is more of a comment. Eleanor and I were on the same team, and we did not go to state.
I know.
I think we were like that close.
You were 18th place, I think, which out of 32 is good.
Okay, so about and for that teamwork thing, the first thing they asked us to do was make a circle. That's the only thing we got to. But what we did, remember?
Wait, Jen, just 1 second. Do you have a question for Sean?
Yeah.
Okay, you can share that story later.
Abby?
How long have you been?
3 years. I started when I was in not kindergarten, 3rd grade, and I actually have a funny story about that. That would be okay if I tell?
Sure. It's your
That year we were at the tournament. It was an hour until a robot ran. And you know how robots short circuit in water? Well, at the tournament there's a lot of refreshments. And we had all our programs working, and then someone's elbow spilled Gatorade on our robot, losing all our programs. An hour before it worked. An hour before we had to do it. So one of our team members named Lucas had to drive all the way to his house, which was about 15 minutes away, download and update a few more programs, bring them back, and then we had one program that worked and got us 20 points out of 400.
Oh, wow.
But we did get the Against All Odds award, which is pretty much something horrible happened and we got over it. So, Liam?
Well, I'm just wondering how would you knock over
There's a little... Olivia?
How long did it take you to build?
This track? Well, it came built in. Me and my dad spent about 15 minutes while you guys were packing up setting it up.
Did it take you a longer time though the first time you were trying to figure it out, to figure out what your path was and all that?
Well, what do you mean by figuring out what our
Like, did you come up with how this path would be? Or
Oh, yes, it took us 3 months.
Yeah.
Something like that. Eleanor?
The sound sensors at the tournament are really bad.
I know,
There's
because
so much noise.
they like to play music, loud music, so sound systems are bad. Brandon?
Can you try to make the robot go over here?
It broke, so I don't think I can. But what that program was supposed to do was knock down all these, avoid these, knock down these, and get into here, which would get us altogether about 170 points.
And how far have you gotten?
How far have I gotten? I knocked all of them down, then I crashed on this and knocked these 2 over.
So if you knock things over that aren't supposed to be knocked over, does that count against you?
Well, these, it's okay if you knock over because they're supposed to be knocked over, but you don't want to knock over these. You want to bring them back to base, and especially not these. Georgia?
Do you love Legos?
Yes, I do.
And what was your second question?
Oh, well, I've been doing it for 3 years. My dad's been a coach of our team, so I just have a lot of experience with it. Red?
Have you actually made the robot go up there?
This?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
That's